there it is, the matchup for the first heat of the second round. We're about to get this one underway. It'll be a 30-minute exchange between these two, looking to bank a couple of big scores. And just a few previous head-to-head matchups between these competitors, Rosie, and Malia Manuel yet to get a win from Tatiana. Tati, less experience, but just formidable since she joined the ranks, and in their 3 battles, she's been victorious.
Yeah, so we're going to go, obviously we're in round 2 here of the women's. I've also got round 3 of the women's on hold, just because I think that if we have the opportunity to, you know, get that done, and there's still great waves in the afternoon, that we should take it, especially because as we get into this forecast and it gets a bit bigger, it can be tricky with the wind. Having said that, the men aren't on for today, it's just going to be the women. So women's round 2, we've got 6 heats there, and then possibly women's round 3 as well.
Awesome. Bird in the hand. I like this, Commissioner. Bird in the hand, we take it.
Malia actually got the jump on Tatiana in the quarterfinals down there, so maybe she'll take that positive result and really look to play catch-up here in the head-to-head matchup stakes.
I think that's what's going to be important, and so telling of just how athletic she is and how competitively sound her mind is.
Well, back to the heat in the water. Malia Manuel picking off this right-hander. That clean style on that beautiful green wall on show as Malia starts to really let go of some major turns. Gets a good finish on the end section there. Chasing a second victory against Tatiana Weston-Webb in as many events.
You spoke about that effortless style, and that was just on display for us there on that last wave. So Malia can tell that she's really got to manufacture a little bit of speed here. She doesn't want to get too far out on the open face. Here she can afford to just connect with that section and swings that tail around, so that board has a lot of flow underneath it. Watch that effortless approach. I like that she just touches the face of the wave before heading into this turn. Just keeps that composure throughout and holds that rail. And is always just willing to attack that last section. This is going to set the scale for this heat. Great wave for Malia,
who've struggled often to even re-qualify for the championship tour, suddenly finding themselves sitting right at the top end. Here we go, Tatiana trying to turn things around here. Malia had a 7 on her last wave. Tati letting go of a couple of solid hits there. That's a bit more like it.
Yeah, great start for Tatiana on that wave. See if it rivals that 7. I think, you know, a few of those hits, maybe the first one a little bit mistimed.
Meanwhile, Malia out the back has priority. She's been picking off some beautiful walls. Nice little combo there, just the 2 moves. She'll probably get rid of that 2.17. So things working out pretty nicely at the moment, but we are waiting for the numbers to come through for the best scoring ride of Tatiana's. Yeah, just 5 surfers on the Women's Championship Tour haven't had a win.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
That's pretty incredible. And a lot of surfers winning as wild cards too. You think about their entry into Championship Tour status as wild cards. A lot of them have had success. Malia just really lays into that second turn. I love that approach of just staying within that, you know, bottom part of the wave, just getting back to that power source really sets her up for this next maneuver. There's so much energy moving with her through that bottom turn as she connects with that inside section. I think Malia's going to add a healthy number to that 7-point ride. And then Tatiana, this is that little bit of a misstep right there. Just gets a little bit hung up, but then flows right into that maneuver. So I love the fact that she's just gets down into that crouch position and gets that bottom turn going as soon as she's completed her maneuver. She's just ready to attack. And Strada, as a goofy footer with the current conditions, who has an advantage, the natural footers or the goofy footers?
Honestly, at this stage, at this level, there's no real advantage to either, I think. I think it's more of just who's going to put the hammer down. You know, Tatiana can go straight up vertical and get, you know, kind of more up into the lip and twist and get the hips moving. And I think that Malia can do that huge, beautiful open face carve and get that rail engaged. So it's a really great contrast of surfing, but definitely both radical.
Pretty cutthroat this round too. It's daunting. A lot of pressure, especially in this one right here. Both of these ladies just on the cusp.
Tatiana loves surfing under pressure, and she lets go of a solid first turn to get this ride started, and an even better second maneuver as she lines up the inside section. That's 3 big hits, and she's got more on the inside. Just doesn't get on top of that section quite enough, but we're expecting a solid number as Malia gets a chance to answer back. She's going to kick out here. And 8.18 is the required score, Rosie. Did she do enough?
Wow, that was an interesting wave from Tatiana. A couple solid hits and then a little bit of a missed time. We'll see how it comes in for her. 7.0 on her previous ride. She's got to take a lot of confidence out of that number. This wave, one of the best waves of the heat so far. Watch out, just lines up on this bank, and that first hit there throws a lot of spray. Second turn, super strong, throws the tail, gets a little bit caught behind this section. Makes another connection there with the lip. So Tatiana looking to ride this maneuver out clean, and unfortunately goes down. So Tatiana, watch this technique, just a sweep of the shoulders, just throws that tail out, so compact, just the head and shoulders over the stringer, able to pull that maneuver, stays that low center of gravity, and then Malia Manuel right behind her. She's got to answer back here. First open carve maneuver, trying to get a bit more radical, and then opts to kick out. She knows that she didn't really make connection on that wave, whereas Tatiana really made tidy work of her wave.
And Tati let go of a couple of big turns on that last ride to get that 8.37, the single highest score of the heat so far. But let's have a look at the recap, Rosie. Malia started off so well.
She did that 7-point ride for a series of searing carves on her forehand, as well as a strong finish from Malia. She was just able to link this one through all the way to the inside. So Malia Manuel starting with that 7. Tatiana answered right back. Same score, 7-point ride for Tati on one of her major waves in this heat so far. And then Malia Manuel answered right back. That opening carve, just a 2-maneuver wave for an 8.17. And this last wave of Tatiana Weston-Webb. We spoke about that form and technique, and it's on display right here on the second maneuver. It lets those fins go free, finds a bit of downtime, and then makes connection again with that lip for an 8.37, currently holding the lead. Tatiana Weston-Webb is leaving Malia to chase that score. What does she need, Ronnie?
7.21, and here she goes. Drops into this one. Love the way Malia just keeps that board moving. Looks so alive at the moment. She rolls through to the inside now, looking for a big finish to take this number a little higher. Like that little slide of the tail, but not sure that wave had that impact.
Yep. It needed that kind of dynamic maneuver. We've seen Tati just throw a lot of risk in her maneuvers.
Yeah, I think Tati really fetched the 8.37 with that second move. Almost a single by itself. There was a couple of points added on the first and the third turn, but it was all about that second move. Here's the replay of Malia's ride. Beautiful opening carve.
Definitely important ride for Malia. This is a different angle. As you see that front-on view, you can tell how much work she's been doing on the outside. And then you mentioned just sliding that tail out. A 7.21, I think it could be right there, Ronnie.
Well, we're looking down the beach at the competitors. The first angle that we watched of that ride was from our perspective. Watching it front on, a lot of water being displaced. That one high impact hit was solid, and I think you're right, it's going to be really close. It might just be the number she needs. You know, and it's going to help her get through some of these closer heats, but she can't stop now. She's got to keep putting the foot down, and she's found herself another wave without priority. She's going to give up on this one though.
Yeah, on the hunt. Malia will hear the news that she's taken the lead.
It's a close one. Weston-Webb gets a chance to respond here. She kicks out quickly. We'll see what happens with priority, but just under 4 minutes to go.
Oh, watch this paddle battle get underway. Oh, it looks like Tati might take a medium one.
Well, they're not really in position. So Tatiana swoops on this insider. The wave flattens out a little bit now though, and not a major turn, so she kicks out. Advantage Malia in that situation.
Definitely, Malia's going to kick out to the outside, gain priority, and you know, as she's taken that lead and has priority out the back, this is a great opportunity for her to just apply that pressure to Tatiana. You see those waves kind of flatten out. That wave selection is just so important. You want to get that opportunity to connect with the lip. Yep.
So many times.
Yep, and that gets to a surfer. Sooner or later you crack and you say, no, wait, this is mine and I need this, and see if someone gets another opportunity here.
Well, Malia looking to shut it down. She doesn't get into the wave, but it's not going to matter because the heat has come to a close. The two Hawaiians put together a fantastic heat for us. Very close in the end, but it is Malia powering through to round 3. When we come back from the break, Carissa Moore takes on the French girl, Pauline Ardot.